our most played song.
How about that? Huh.
Yeah. So that's nice to know that somebody else's song is your most played song.
I know, seriously. Out of the hundreds of great songs you've written, yeah. Do you still like performing it live?
I do. We actually did it for our 30th anniversary show.
I think you did the Danzig shows too, right?
We did. That's because they came straight after, and we thought we just liked playing it so much at that 30th show that we thought, we'll stick it in the Danzig set as well. And yeah, it's great to play live, isn't it? I mean, I don't know anyone that doesn't like that version.
I love it.
Kind of good to say, I mean, most people, even the black metal guys and stuff, the real extreme guys, they say, I love that cover of Small Town Boy you did. So it's, it must have struck a chord somewhere.
Have you ever heard from any of the Bronski Beat guys about your cover?
No, I don't. I doubt they know it exists.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You never know.
No. It's cool.
You came over here 2000. I think it was early 2003. It was your first time back to the States in 10 years roughly with Opeth. What do you remember about coming over here on that tour?
I remember meeting my wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was the singer in the opening band, Tapping the Vein.
Tapping the Vein. I remember. I saw Tapping the Vein several times. When they were opening for Lacuna Coil. I tell your wife I've seen her at least 3 or 4 times at Club Laga in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell her that. Yeah. Yeah. So I met her on that tour. We got married. Well, a couple of years after, but.
Well, that's pretty cool. That had to have been a nice surprise for you at that point in time.
Yeah, because I was. Yeah, definitely. It was a good timing thing, that was. I also remember that tour started off as one of the coldest things I've ever felt, because we started in Canada, moved down to New York, and it was in the middle of this, whatever they call it, the Beast from the East type stuff, and it was just like minus 20 something.
Yep.
So it was like weather we'd never experienced weather that cold before. What else? I remember changing my own guitar strings for the first time in about 10 years.
Oh yeah? Did you not bring a crew with you?
We just had a sound guy with us, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, it was. It was just like, let's start. It's like starting over, brass tacks sort of thing,
Yeah.
And we were all up for it. We were like, yeah, let's give it a go, and we enjoyed it. It was a good time, with lots of decent experiences, and we thought, oh crap, we could have been doing this all through the 90s, but we didn't bother, So.
Yeah. I was at the Club Laga. That was my first time seeing PL. I think I stood in front of Aaron though, because I was still pretty young and I was very much a fanboy. So that was cool. But you guys still sort of had to deal with the thing, I'm sure, people yelling at you to play the older songs, and you were still very much, if I remember the set from back then, you were still relying on, Symbol of Life and probably some of the songs from 1 Second and so forth. So did you get sort of that blowback from maybe people expecting you to dip back into Gothic or Shades of God at that point?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I guess we were bound to. I guess we knew it was going to happen. But I think we'd only just put Symbol of Life out. From what I remember,
yeah.
It was almost like we were promoting Symbol of Life, and that's the way we thought about it. From touring Europe for many years, was you'd put an album out and then you'd go out and you'd tour that album, and so that became, when we went to America with Opeth, we were just like still including a lot of the things from the Symbol of Life tour, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But we got people asking for this and that and the other, but I mean, whatever you play, we've noticed this over the years, whatever you play, you get people coming up after and saying, why didn't you play this?
I'm the same way too, but I would never say it to your face, yeah. Right.
Yeah, but you can only do a cross section, and maybe, I don't know, at that time we were, I guess, not trying to reinvent ourselves, but we were trying to we were gaining our confidence in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't from the early stuff, it was from a cheesy but rebirth,
No, I hear you. No, I know what you mean, yeah.
So we were doing our own thing. We really weren't too bothered by people shouting out older songs. It was just like, let's do our thing and see what happens,
Needless to say, you were not served like an empty tortilla shell or empty sandwich when you were over here this time out. You actually got good food when you were here?
Yeah, it was pretty decent, actually. I think, yeah. Well, you'd caught up then on vegetarianism and things like that over in America.
Yes, we did. It took us long enough, but yes.
Yeah, so you could actually get things now, and the salad bars were great. I remember that. I'm still impressed by American salad bars.
Oh, we have tons of them. Yes.
Huge.
Yep. The more the merrier.
Something else that surprises me about the salad bars is people get these healthy salads and then they cover it in all this white, creamy sauces. Of
course, and they're full of fat and calories.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, here in Pittsburgh, and your wife may know this, but we put it French fry or chips / French fries on everything, and so in Pittsburgh they put French fries on salads. That's what we do.
Oh yeah. Some bizarre things that you do.
Yep.
I mean, I once went to a Thanksgiving at Heather's family's house, and they had sweet potato with marshmallows in it.
Yeah, I've had that before. That's very American.
Some really bizarre things. I was finding it hard to find anything that I could eat.
Yeah.
Because you sprinkled some kind of sweet stuff on some savoury stuff, and it's just bizarre.
That's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do over here. All right, so I guess now to a more unpleasant topic. Lee had mentioned relations really got strained when you were doing the European tour with In Temptation, and he was spending a lot of time on their bus and sort of was estranged from the rest of the band, the rest of you guys. Is that when you started to notice that maybe it was time for Lee to go?
I think it lasted quite a lot longer than that. I can't believe how long we put up with it. I'd say for a good year or 2 years maybe.
Oh yeah.
We were saying, why the hell is he still here? Because he was, these violent outbursts and really bizarre behaviour, like, all kinds of things. He once walked on the bus and he was covered in cuts and bruises and his shirt ripped, and we said, what's happened to you? And he said, I've just been beaten up by some guys who gay bashed me.
That's weird.
And we said, but you're not gay. And he said, I know, but the gay bashed. So a couple of the crew ran off the bus to find these guys. There was no guys, he'd just fallen down a hill.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and that's the sort of thing you don't need at that stage in your career.
Yeah, just really bizarre behaviour, going backwards and forwards, like, his weight used to go up and down massively. He'd get really health conscious and go really thin, and then he'd go hugely fat.
Yeah.
Take loads of drugs, and then he'd be teetotal, and he'd turn to God. He turned to God just towards the end there as well.
Huh.
Saying things like my favourite book is the Bible, and my favourite film is Passion of the Christ, and all.
That's an interesting thing to say around you guys.
Yeah, because there was no contact really. We just got on the same tour bus and avoided each other like the plague. But yeah, he got very nasty at times. I mean, really nasty. I don't know. I really don't know why we put up with him that long.
Was there a certain breaking point? If we go back to even, Tudge, you knew he had to go after the show at the Hultsfred Festival in Sweden. Was there a certain moment that you said to the rest of the guys, okay, it's time to make a change?
It was the end of one of the European tours, and every night it ended up in a fight, him trying to fist fight someone. And we just came off the tour, and I just said to Nick, I'm not going on any more tours if he's on them.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So then, I guess Nick and everyone knew that he was deadly serious, that, he's got to go, and Nick said, well, you're telling him then. So I did.
Yeah.
Spent a while on the phone with him, and he was crying his eyes out and all the rest of it, but I had absolutely no sympathy at that point. I was completely cold. And I said, you've done it to yourself.
Yeah.
We put up with you way longer than we should have done. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is, I mean, his own demons he was battling and taking it out on us. So, but it just became too much to handle. I mean, the people who came on we had a merch guy come on that last tour that we did with him, and the very first night there was him trying to fight someone, and things being thrown around the tour bus, and this merch guy said, Christ, what have I walked into? And it was like that every night. So, I think people on the inside were not surprised at all. They were just surprised we'd put up with it for so long.
Sure, you had him for almost 10 years. So, yeah. That was it. Have you had much contact with Lee since then?
Me, none since that phone call.
Yeah, I guess he says he talks to Aaron every now and then. So I guess they're still in it. He may have run into Nick once or twice since then.
Yeah, he ran into Nick at something, I don't know, award show or something or other. I can't remember what it was. And I think he apologised and stuff, and Nick said he was being okay.